Imagine a world where dark and hard bread was king of the table, and exotic meats like roast peacock were reserved only for the nobles. You won't believe what people ate in the Middle Ages. Based on authentic historical records, such as monk diaries and accounts of medieval farms, this video reveals diets that seem bizarre today but made sense at the time. From thick peasant soups to opulent banquets of the nobility, let's explore social differences, explaining why certain foods shock our modern palates, such as the lack of refined sugar or the use of spices to mask bad flavors. Get ready for a journey in time that will change your view on food. Stay until the end for amazing tips. Welcome to the first block, where we dive into the general panorama of food in the Middle Ages, from about 500 to 1500 AD. Many imagine castles full of parties, but reality was shaped by seasons, religion, and social class. Records such as those of the Monastery of Westminster or agricultural diaries show that the diet varied enormously, but always prioritized survival. First, understand the context. Without refrigerators or supermarkets, people depended on local crops. Grains like barley, rye, and oats were basic to many, transformed into breads or porridge. Why does it seem strange today? Because our food is processed and varied. At the time, monotony was common due to lack of transportation and conservation. Imported spices, like pepper and cinnamon, were expensive luxuries, used to improve flavors or preserve food. Imagine masking slightly spoiled meat. Peasants, who formed the majority, ate simple to sustain the hard work in the fields. The clergy, guided by religious rules, avoided meat on fasting days, almost half of the year, opting for fish or vegetables. The nobility, on the other hand, boasted game meat and exotic fruits, symbolizing power. Think about it. What if your daily meal was a watery vegetable soup? Many peasants faced this, especially in harsh winters when famine threatened. Records of English villages show that, in bad years, they went to nuts or wild roots. Already the clergy, in rich monasteries, cultivated gardens with medicinal herbs, mixing faith and nutrition. Not all peasants were constantly hungry. In fertile regions, such as southern Europe, olive trees and vineyards provided variety. Nobles did not always eat too much. Health was a concern, with doctors recommending moderation. This overview prepares us for specific details. Next, we explore the harsh reality of the peasants. What did they really put on the plate? Stay tuned to discover items you would never imagine, such as bread made from peas in times of scarcity, and why this was not as bad as it seems. Now, let's focus on the peasants, the foundation of medieval society. Representing up to 90% of the population, their food was practical, based on what they grew in small plots. Feudal accounts records reveal a diet heavy in carbohydrates, with dark loaves of rye or barley, not refined white wheat, reserved for the rich. Why does it seem strange today? Our loaves are soft and varied, but theirs was rough, sometimes mixed with beans or peas to stretch supplies, causing wear on the teeth. In pottages, thick soups cooked in cauldrons, mixed onions, leeks, cabbage, and beans. Rare for many, perhaps bacon or salted pork occasionally, because hunting was forbidden in noble lands. While nobles hunted deer, peasants ate eggs, goat cheese, or fish from nearby rivers on holy days. The clergy, with self-sufficient monasteries, had better access to dairy. For peasants, fresh milk was common, but not stored, turned cheese quickly. Imagine waking up at dawn, breakfast with bread soaked in weak beer, safer than polluted water. Lunch, pottage with seasonal vegetables. Similar dinner, perhaps with nuts harvested. At local festivals, such as harvests, they shared community meat, creating moments of joy in hard lives. Avoid thinking that everyone ate the same. In regions like medieval Italy, olive oil and herbs added flavor. In the north, more roots like turnips. Hunger was not universal, but in bad years, they resorted to acorn flour, bitter but nutritious. This simplicity made them resilient. Compared to the clergy, who fasted by devotion, peasants fasted by necessity. Noble? They ignored such restrictions with parties. Question to retain: what peasant food would you try? In the next block, the clergy, holy diets, but not always austere. What rich monks hid on their tables? Let us pass to the clergy, bridge between divine and earthly. His diet reflected religious vows, but varied from humble monks to opulent bishops. Church documents, such as Benedictine rules, show emphasis on moderation, with fasting on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Lent, without meat, only fish or vegetables. Why strange today? We live without such restrictions, but for them fasting purified the soul. Fish, like salmon from monastic rivers, was luxury. In coastal monasteries, seafood abounded. Vegetables from own gardens included herbs such as salvia, used by the average. Peasants ate for survival, clergy for discipline. Nobles ignored rules, but clergy followed them, except in rich abbeys where wine and fine cheeses flowed. Many monks cultivated orchards, eating apples or pears, rare fruits for commoners. Visualize a monastery at dusk, monks in silent refectory, eating whole wheat bread and lentil soup. In religious festivals, they allowed sweets like fruits cooked with honey, drinks, beer or diluted wine, symbolizing the blood of Christ. Not all clergy were ascetic. Cardinals lived as nobles with banquets. In female convents, diets were simpler, focused on dairy. Compared to peasants, clergy had stability. Fishmongers themselves avoided hunger. Saint Benedict recommended 2 meals a day, but exceptions for the sick included meat, humanity in stiffness. This contrasts with noble gluttons. Why didn't fish count as meat? Papal rule to encourage fishing. This balance of faith and food leads us to the next, the nobility, where excess reigned. What differed their dishes? Stay to see peacocks served with feathers, and why it impressed. We reach the nobility, apex of the food pyramid. Castle beads, such as those of Edward III, reveal feasts with dozens of dishes, symbolizing status. Refined wheat white bread was standard, soft, unlike the rough of the poor. Strange today? They ate birds like swans or peacocks, stuffed and redecorated with feathers for show. Asian spices, very expensive, seasoned everything, cinnamon in meats to impress, not only by taste. Peasants hardly saw meat, clergy avoided it. Nobles devoured it, deer hunted in private reserves, roast pork whole. Imported fruits, like figs, contrasted with wild berries of the commoners. Imagine a hall lit by candles, tables with trout in jam, pigeon pies. French wine flowed while servants, peasants, watched. Desserts? Candied fruits with honey, without refined sugar, but sweet enough. Not all nobles ate this daily. On trips, they simplified. Noble women focused on light dishes such as herb salads. Compared to the clergy, they ignored fasts, using gaps like fish includes beaver for its scaly tail. And if you were invited, would taste roast hedgehog, rare but mentioned, varied hunting for livestock scarcity. This maintained health, with doctors warning against excesses. Now, bizarre foods of all kinds. What made blood porridge appetizing? Next block reveals, explaining historical contexts. Here, we highlight shocking items based on chronicles like those of Froissart. Many ate eel jellies or blood soups. Strange? Yes, but it preserved nutrients in times without refrigeration. Without modern preservatives, salted or smoked everything. Whole pig in noble parties seems excessive, but divided communities. Peasants used all parts of the animal, intestines for sausages, avoiding waste. Nobles tasted swan, symbol royal clergy, fasting, ate barnacle goose. Goose, considered fish by legends. Peasants, in hunger, ground acorns, bitter, but caloric. Think of a peasant cooking pottage with turnips and peas, strange for lack of spices, but nutritious. Nobles added ginger to digest heavy meats. Clergy used mustard, poor food, according to Hildegard, but versatile. Not everyone tried exotic. It depended on region. In the Mediterranean, olive oil made strange dishes more palatable than in the rainy north. What's more shocking? Almond milk for fasts, vegan avant la lettre. Dairy products forbidden on holy days, then vegetable alternatives. We reflect on disparities and changes. Records show peasants with monotonous but seasonal diets, clergy balanced by faith, extravagant but risky nobility, drop was common by excesses. Why strange? Our globalization brings variety. They depended on local. Potatoes were absent until the 1500s, so roots like parsnips dominated. Peasants ate to work, clergy to pray, nobles to show off. Evolution? Renaissance brought new food from the Americas, diversifying everything. A nobleman could feast while hungry peasants, rising like 1381 in England taste tensions. Clergy mediated with charitable soups. Learn sustainability, medieval recycled everything. Avoid waste, value local. Is your diet more noble or peasant? Do not stop here. If this dive in the Middle Ages has left you hungry for more history, sign up now on the channel, activate the bell and enjoy this video to unlock secrets of the past. Share with friends. Hey, you know what they ate in the Middle Ages? Leave in the comments which medieval food you would risk to taste, peacock or pottage. Watch the next video about medieval mysteries and transform your view of the world. Click now, history awaits you.